Hello, my name is Hassan Sorrells, and this is the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast, Shorts. There's no co-host on these Shorts episodes. These are now around 6 to 8 minute long observations, ideas, thoughts, or rants about the literature, philosophy, psychology, and even the theology of leadership. Because listening to me talk or ramble about leadership for now 6 to 8 minutes is still better than reading and trying to understand yet another business book, even the one that you've been trying to get your way through on Audible. The gap between intellectuals, academics, and thought leaders, and that's in air quotes, around leadership and the people who actually need to be served by leadership's lived out principles, that gap could not be wider. The fact is, at a certain point in every endeavor, a person has to move beyond theory and into action. This movement, this transition, requires courage, clarity, and candor. But even more importantly, it requires being able to clearly and spot the truth. In a practical sense, leadership intellectuals, researchers, academics, and thought leaders, again in air quotes, aren't really looking to see if the things they are researching, writing, or saying actually work in the real world of real people with real lives. This lack of interest or curiosity is a function of being compensated for finding the answer to a theory rather than being compensated for getting out into the field and taking action with real people. But this is 2023. Leaders, we are at a critical moment of truth right now in the West. It would be monumental to unite the great thinkers of the day with great actions being engaged in to change the world of leadership. It would be monumental to start publishing books, podcasts, and YouTube videos about what actually works for leaders in multiple, atomized contexts, personalized for their situation. It would be great to teach each and every man that you could reach how to fish. And more of our energy as leaders, thought, academic, intellectual, or otherwise, needs to be put towards this great uniting action, rather than putting more energy toward yet another marketing gimmick designed to get the doers who need help doing to stop doing and switch to buying. Now, this is arguably only half a thought today on this podcast episode, and I hadn't really gotten to a conclusion here, so I'll have more on this later. The marbles gotta rattle around in the basement of my brain for a little while longer before I get to an end. But for now, that's it for me. Listen and subscribe to the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast on all the major podcast players that you listen to podcasts on, including iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and even Spotify. And please leave a 5-star review if you like the show. We need those reviews to grow, and it's the easiest way to make sure that this show gets into the ears of the leaders who need to hear it. And of course, tell all your friends. If you want to get started on the leadership path, HSCT Publishing's products and services can help your team do that. Check out our training webinars, coaching services, and more at leadershiptoolbox.us. We also have a video-based subscription service, that's software as a service, that can help your team become better at the individual level. 60 modules and over 100 hours of video and written content for you at LeadingKeys.com. That's LeadingKeys.com. We've also got books that will help you and your team grow. Pick up a copy today of My Boss Doesn't Care, 100 essays on disrupting your workplace by disrupting your boss, and subscribe to the Little Red podcast I launched earlier this year with the same name as that Little Red book. My most recent book is 12 Rules for Leaders, the Foundation of Intentional Leadership. Co-written with contributions from Bradley Madigan, this is the book for right now that was written for leaders right now. Pick up a copy by heading over to 12rulesleadersbook.com/now. That's 12rulesleadersbook.com/now. You pay for shipping, and you'll get a copy of my second book as well. Finally, you can get all these books in paperback, hardcover, or as ebooks on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and any other place online you order books. Finally, HSCT Publishing is on YouTube. Like and subscribe to the video version of the Leadership Lessons for the Great Books podcast on the HSCT Publishing channel on YouTube. Just search for HSCT Publishing and hit the subscribe button. You'll get our weekly video updates, which is the video version of this podcast. And, of course, you're going to want to subscribe to my other podcast. That's right, I do more than one. The Hasan Sorrells Presents audio experience, where I talk more casually with a broader range of people about all matters that matter in the world today, from arts all the way to analytics. All right, that's it for me.